I couldn't afford, from a financial perspective or from a time perspective, to do enough therapy to make an impact. So I decided to build my own AI therapist. Let me tell you why, how it went, and why it might be something that will benefit you. Anyone watching this is interested in doing therapy and healing themselves and becoming the best version of themselves, I'm sure. We all know that therapy is not cheap, and nothing that's valuable should be cheap. But to be real, in the financial climate that we live in, a lot of us probably can't afford to do hours and hours of therapy every single week to dig deep enough to really rip the arse out of it and find out what makes you tick and to make you tick better. So I found that I wasn't getting enough, and at the end of that 60-minute session with a therapist, I was left feeling like I could probably do with another 60 minutes, but couldn't afford it from a financial or time perspective because you got to get back to work, you got to do stuff. Me and my missus were watching the Billions TV show, and if you haven't watched it, it's about a hedge fund, people making enormous amounts of money, but there's an incredible character in it called Wendy. And she is a performance therapist that's there to keep all the traders operating at their absolute highest level, where they are murderers behind those computers, doing whatever the fuck a trader does, selling and buying and shorting, and who knows, don't know enough about that space. But I was left thinking, I would fucking love a Wendy. Because what happens is when someone on the show falls apart and they start veering from being good at their job, they go see her, straightens them up, gets them back on the straight and narrow, and away they go. And I was finding that there's times I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, need a bit of therapeutic assistance to sort that out and dig in on what's the emotional thing holding me back from sorting this out. So I decided I could make my own. And what I did was use ChatGPT to build a custom GPT that I'm going to put in the description here. It's completely free. All you need is ChatGPT to be able to access it. I built a knowledge base from some of the greatest PhD psychology, emotional intelligence minds in the world. People like Dr. Goleman, Lisa Feldman, Tara Swart, Jonathan Fader, Jordan Peterson, everybody that I could find that had any level of value to bring in that space. I got every book I could find. I got every dissertation, every thesis. I had a deep research assistant do all this, by the way. I'm not crazy. I sent it off to do its own bit. We got all of that as PDFs and we inputted it as part of the knowledge base. So essentially, the brain of what I can best put as a supercharged LLM journaling machine. Because it's not really a therapist. It's not going to talk to you, it's not going to give you all the answers, but it's essentially like guided journaling. Because I've tried to journal many times, I've had a few really successful sessions, but a lot of times when you sit down to do it, you're left going, what should I be saying to this empty page? So I had one of the biggest breakthroughs of my entire life about 6 months ago. No, it's got to be less. This year, I had a huge breakthrough in talking to what's now called the Sencha Performance Coach, because I'm not going to call it Wendy for obvious copyright reasons. HBO, if you're watching this. I was able to spend hours talking to this thing that I wouldn't usually be able to do with a therapist, as I say, because we can't afford to do that. But I was able to be completely point blank honest. And what's amazing is I also had the deep research assistant go and research all of the scripts of the show to understand the dynamics of the character of Wendy, because I wanted this to be as blunt and confronting as that character. Because every time somebody sits in her chair and has the conversation, she's the no BS approach in that she will just call it as it is. When they say, yeah, I don't know why I feel bad. Really? Don't you? Fuck right you do. Open up and tell me the truth. So as you try this tool, if you try this tool, you're going to be confronted with things you maybe don't want to be confronted with. When you say, when I was 5, I felt a little bit like this when this happened, it's going to say, no, you know exactly how you felt. Tell me the fucking truth. And it allows you to open and go deeper and make breakthroughs that you don't have time to make through in therapy. And I think a lot of us, good or bad, have got more comfortable talking to a screen than we have to a person. That's its own problem. That's something else we can maybe talk about in another video. Before I tell you about the subscribe and who I am and all of that shazazz, I want to make really clear, if you use this thing, I can't see anything that you say. Hand on heart. Not how it works. If you do it, it's your chat in your thing. I have no access to what you say, so if you try it out, I really appreciate you trying it and push it to see if you can break it, because the more it breaks, the better I can make it, and then it will be better at helping people. Which gets me to my last point. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Matt. I'm the BetterMan coach, and I'm on a mission to help a million men become the best version of themselves. Part of best version of yourself is being emotionally evolved, balanced, and understanding your feelings. Something a lot of men are scared of. Tools like this are things that I feel will change the game in helping you to be that best version. So if you like what I'm talking about, subscribe, comment, like, do all that jazz here on YouTube, and share it with somebody you think might benefit from it. If there are specific topics you want to hear about, drop them in the comments of whatever video, because I look at every single comment, because I don't get that many yet, and I will use it to make a video. See you in the next video.